to put out the message from the very heartlands of actually animal kingdom. And this is on the very sacred land Timbavati in South Africa. And I'm here with a very, very special lady, the lady who actually founded the White Global Lions Protection Trust, Linda Tucker. And I want to welcome you here, Linda. It's really an honor to be with you in your land, actually, your ancestral land, your homeland.
Thank you. It's wonderful having you here. And it's been particularly wonderful taking you out trekking in the wild of the white lion's ancestral territories. And sure enough, you encountered the royal pride, who, I mean, this is a wild pride of lions, but they seemed to recognize that you had a special purpose for being here, and they came up to the vehicle to greet you.
Oh, that was a very special experience and a heartfelt one. So that's why I'm honored to put this message now out with you. You have a special story, actually. You grew up in South Africa, you studied here in Cape Town, but then you went to United Kingdom and studied there. And actually you were having the career in fashion and marketing industry. How come this is completely now different?
Yes.
Something happened in your life, a turning point. Can you share with us?
Yes, that's absolutely the case. I was in the glamour industry, but my heart was always in Africa, in this part of the world, and I had heard about these legendary animals called the white lions of Timbavati. But I was in that world, and there was a lot of money and a lot of glamour, and then I would return to Africa once a year to this part of the world to regain my balance, you know. Anyway, it was in 1991 when this amazing event happened. I was in the back of a very low Jeep, like one of those Second World War Jeeps that is very low to the ground and open. And there were a group of us in this vehicle at night when suddenly we were surrounded by a pride of lions. It was frightening, and the main problem was that the driver recognized that we were in a dangerous situation because it was nighttime. Lions are nocturnal predators, which means they hunt at night. So they were very alert, quite agitated. We'd driven into their space, and because the people started panicking, the lions started getting angry. And when people behave like prey, you know, predators behave like predators. So it was a very dangerous situation. Someone was possibly going to be killed that night by lions. Anyway, an amazing thing happened. A woman came walking out of the darkness with a little baby on her back. She was a traditional woman in traditional dress, and she had the baby strapped to her in traditional costume. And she came walking through the lions. There were 24 lions.
Wow.
She came walking through the lions. She calmed them. She climbed into our Jeep, and she just held silence. And the lions became calm. It was the turning point of my life. And so I went back to the advertising world, and I realized it was so artificial. I really wanted to return to Africa to find this woman again and understand how she had done that miracle, how she had walked through lions. I tracked her down. It took 3 years for me to actually give everything up, come back to find her. And when I did, she was waiting for me, and she basically said to me, "It's taken you a long time to wake up. Now I've got a big task for you, which is to protect the white lions." Because what I didn't know is that white lions are critically endangered. And that night that we went into the bushveld, a lioness was giving birth to cubs in the riverbed nearby. And one of those cubs was a white lion cub. So it was a miraculous birth, and we were invading the lion's territory. We thought they were attacking us, but we were invading their space. So that was the first thing I learned from this amazing lion-hearted woman, is that I had to turn my thinking around 360 degrees. They weren't attacking us, we were invading their space. And so my training began, and my whole life changed from that point on.
Wow, I would say so. It sounds like really like a movie, a magical world that we are in. But here in Timbavati, everything seems and feels magical. Even the white lions. Um, You also wrote the book then of Mystery of White Lions, and another one, Saving the White Lions, Africa's Most Sacred Animal. What is actually the mystery of white lions?
Well, the mystery began for me that day when I started working with this amazingly brave woman. And my first question to her was, how did you do that? How did you walk through dangerous lions? She said to me, it wasn't dangerous. So I said, yes, but I mean, you were going to be killed, and your little baby. She said, would I have put my grandchild on my back with me if there was any danger? And basically she explained that there are really only two rules in nature: love and respect. And if you follow those two rules, nature will show you love and respect in return. The only reason that there is a perceived threat from nature, is because humans are fearful and are damaging nature. So she started training me, and I learned really the basics of what we should all know about nature, because nature is God-given creation. You know, it's the creator. We should be respecting it, loving it, honoring it, not killing nature. And so for me, that was the turning point in my life.
But what's the mystery? Why white lions?
Okay. Yeah. So the white lions have a particular mystique about them. They are legendary animals. They are the stories of myth and legend. And the story about the white lions goes back to the belief that they have come from the stars. So the name Timbavati, where the only place on earth where they occur, which is this land around us, called Timbavati, it's a very ancient word of the Tsonga traditional people, and it means the place where the star lions came down. Simba, do you hear the word Simba, lion? Simba, lion.
Yeah, from the lion.
And Vati, Simba means lion, and Vati means to come down from the stars, the place where the lions came down. And this particular land at the heart of the animal kingdom on earth is called Tsao, which is another ancient word of the Bushman people. Tsao means lion, and it means star, so it means star lion. And this gives you a clue about the beliefs and the ancestry of the white lions. They are believed to have come from the stars. They are called luminaries, shining stars in lion form. And the legend goes that they have come to earth to help save humanity at a time of crisis.
Which is now, I suppose.
Which is right now. And it's not only economic crisis, psychological crisis, it is ecological crisis. Our earth, nature is about to collapse if we don't change our consumer model. Consumer means to consume and not give back. And our consumerist model is basically just consuming everything instead of working harmoniously with nature.
Some also say that white lions represent good in people, in humanity. And if white lions are missing in our planet, if they're gone, like as a species, then the humanity cannot survive. Would you relate to this? Yeah.
Yes, or you can look at it from a scientific point of view. Ecologically, the apex animal is the tip of the pyramid of life. So the base is the earth and all the plants. Then you get all the animals that feed on the plants. Then you get all the animals that feed on the animals that feed on the plants. And at the tip, the golden tip of the pyramid, is the lion. And at the tip of the tip is the white lion. It is the king of kings. The problem ecosystem is if the tip, if you kill the apex, then the whole system collapses. And it's very serious if the white lions are killed, and in fact they are at huge risk. They've been removed from the wild, and they've been put into cages where they are being killed. So the warning is that if we kill the white lions, we kill the ecosystem, and humanity is not going to survive that.
So your job actually is really help restore the balance in the planet Earth.
Yes, that's the right way of doing it. It's to help restore natural balance, which is also restoring our natures, because most people today are out of balance because they're out of contact with nature. So, I mean, the white lions are an incredibly inspirational symbol for humanity. Not only you and me, but everybody. Is if you think of what a lion represents, such a beautiful, radiant white lion, it represents strength, pride, leadership, courage, and heart, everything to do with the heart. Lion-hearted, brave-hearted, true-hearted, loving-hearted. There are all those things, which of course is what humanity is when we are our best. We are lion-like.
That's a beautiful message to put out also. But interesting thing that first lioness, it was actually lioness that you set free in this sacred ancestral land. It was Mara. It was called Mara, if I remember right.
Absolutely.
But it's maybe, do you feel that this is some kind connected with the sacred divine feminine energy coming back again to the planet and restoring the balance?
It is totally. That particular lioness, her name was given by the African elders. Ma-Ra. It's a secret name. Ma means mother. Ra is the sun god. So the belief is that she was the mother of the sun god. She was so bright and radiant. She was the mother of the sun. And truly, there was a lot to suggest that she was that spirit of the sacred feminine. It's been documented that although the lions were hunted out of this land, which is their endemic land, that means the only place on earth where they were born naturally, they were hunted to extinction. But some had been stolen from the wild and were put in cages, and Mara's mother and father had been stolen from her ancestral lands. But when she was born, it was amazing. She was born on Christmas Day in a place called Bethlehem in the year 2000. And so all the African elders from this land knew that she was the sacred lioness that they'd been waiting for a long time.
So tell me, can you share with us what was your connection with her? What happened to you when you met her? And I don't know, your feelings.
Yes. Oh, you're going to make me cry if I remember it. But the interesting thing was that she was spoken about before she came. So that medicine woman who rescued me, her name was Maria Corsa, and she was known as the Lion Queen of Timbavati, the lady who had the baby on her back. And she was a prophet as well. Not only could she speak to lions, but she could actually see into the future because she was not limited by time and space. So she foresaw that there would be this lioness, a very sacred lioness. And she said to me, my task was to protect this lioness and return her to her natural kingdoms. So when I heard that this lioness had been born in this place called Bethlehem on Christmas Day, I went to that place, but it was a terrible place. It was a place where they keep lions in cages to kill them. So the next, well, what happened was I managed to have contact with her. She had been taken from her mother on Christmas Day and put into a box where they were feeding her like a baby with a bottle. So she was adorable. She was this big. And I remember just taking her to my chest and just holding her. And was just like a little lion lamb that big, and I had tears running down my face, and I just said to her, you know, I felt so much love for her, but at the same time I felt such pain because she'd been stolen from her mother, and she was going to be bred and raised to be shot for commercial purposes. So I held her to my chest, and I just said to her, I will not rest until I have returned you to the land, to your sacred homelands, which is Timbavati, the place of the star lions. It took me 5 years to honor that pledge, but she returned here at the age of 5 with 3 cubs of her own, and she walked to freedom, and she brought the white lions back into the wild.
Wow, that's an amazing story. But did you ever feel fear with the lions now, like interacting with them? And you actually introduced 3 prides of lions back to their sacred land.
Yes.
At any point of your, I don't know, communication with them, did you feel any fear, or are you like next lion queen here?
Well, you know, I have absolute respect. These are animals who are created by the divine to be predators. It's their nature, because they have to keep the ecosystem balanced, but they work in harmony with nature. So I respect them, but I actually never fear them, to be absolutely honest, because I was trained by Maria Cosa, and because I realized they demand love and respect. And when I show them that, I mean, they just show love and respect in return. And I would say that, I mean, your experience with them, sure, it might have been a bit frightening because it's the first time you've seen lions in the wild, but how did you feel when
No, actually, I was very surprised. I didn't feel fear at all at the first meeting with the white lions. I felt very confident and just amazed with their grace and majesty, and I felt respect. And like, it's a beautiful feeling here to feel being the part of the great animal kingdom. You get this feeling with the white lions, I guess.
Well, that's exactly what we are committed to achieving. We're saying this is actually how it should be, that humans and nature live together. And that includes the most powerful animals of nature, whether it be lions or rhino or elephant or leopards. When we were in the river yesterday walking, you will know that a huge male leopard walked by.
Yeah.
And that's how it really can be. If humans respect nature, there's no reason why we can't all live together.
This is the experience that I'm having here, and it's. I think this is something that I want to invite all the people to join in this experience, to really connect with nature and really get to this being part of it, because what we do to the nature, we do to ourselves.
Absolutely.
And what can we do to really save the white lions now, and I don't know, the humanity?
Absolutely, and that's a very good question. What can we do to save the white lions and save humanity? When we as humanity reconnect with nature, we will solve the crisis of killing nature. The reason that humans are killing nature is because they're disconnected with themselves and with creation. So they're killing themselves. I mean, it's just a matter of time. If you kill the source of life, which is the trees, the oxygen, the water, the animals, we don't have long ourselves before we collapse with the system. So what we do to restore it is to actually restore our love and respect with nature. We every moment you just celebrate what it is to be alive, to be connected with the sun, and you find one single thing that is worth celebrating, like the tree outside your window. It starts there, and then it just gets better.
And there's also one more thing that we can maybe do, because you're having this global march for white lions. Actually, quite soon. Right now, on the 15th of March, and it's gonna be like global thing, I guess.
Yes, well now that is 1 week from this interview. In 1 week's time, probably by the time this goes live, the global march will have already happened. And what that is that around the world, 55 cities are uniting at the same time to march for lions, because lions are in crisis. If we don't do something about them now, the king of the ecosystem will be destroyed and the ecosystem will be destroyed. So humans are uniting to march and demand the protection of lions in the wild and in canned hunting operations. Canned hunting operations are places where wild lions have been put into cages. Tame lions are shot in cages, and it's a big industry in South Africa. So this global march is uniting to prohibit that industry. And it's fantastic news as from today. One of the most important spiritual leaders of our time, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, is going to be opening the global march with a united prayer, a global prayer for lions.
Wow, that's a beautiful news. Wow, congratulations.
Well,
And definitely while I'm here, because I'm still here at the time of the global march, I'm joining the march.
thank you, thank you.
Definitely.
Well, I hope people worldwide,
Yeah.
if this message goes out after the march, it will be a snowballing effect. That is not the last that is said about the issue. The president of this country, President Jacob Zuma, has now received a letter from myself appealing to his lion heart to stand up and prohibit the atrocity called canned hunting that is killing so many lions for commercial gain. And let's hope he has the lion heart to follow through on that.
Let's hope, and let's really restore this hope back to good in the world. Do you think we are already as a humanity able to sustain the good?
I have no doubt that we are. In fact, more and more people globally are standing up and recognizing they don't have to wait for their leaders or their presidents or their authorities to do something. Each person out there in the public is able to make a huge difference, and they can.
And what do you say the white lions have to say to humanity at this point? Because they are sacred beings, and they are communicating, and they are communicating big things, like large and
Absolutely.
beautiful things. So
They have a lot to say, but
Yeah.
if you listen to the essence of what they're saying stand up for your heart and your soul, and when you do that, you will be counted as part of the future leadership of this planet.
Oh, that's a great message. Maybe one more thing, because we were talking about divine feminine
Yes.
coming back into balance, but now also with divine feminine into balance, the divine masculine must come into balance too.
Yes.
And maybe, I don't know, the lioness would have something to say about divine partnership.
Truly, yes. So it's interesting that the lioness who returned natural order was a female lioness who was born in Bethlehem on Christmas Day. So that's symbolic of nature saying that is the divine feminine alongside the divine masculine. So the way forward is not domination of either the male, the female. It is a rebalancing and a sacred partnership. That's what the future is going to look like.
I'm very much looking forward to the world we are stepping into, but we are the ones that we have to bring it to life, actually. Yeah.
Yes. And we're doing it. We're doing it. The white lions will give us that encouragement because they activate the heart, which is courage.
Do you think, because the white lions are here in South Africa, what is the impact from South Africa to the whole world and this sacred land? Why is it sacred? Why is it important to Timbavati? Maybe something more on this.
It's a long story. I've actually written a book that is 400 pages after 10 years of research on this. It's called Mystery of the White Lions. And as soon as you understand a bit of the mystery, like a key opening, then you open another door and there's more of a mystery. But in essence, the mystery of the white lions. Sorry, what was the question again?
Actually, why is this land
Why is
like
this land
sacred,
sacred?
and how is it impacting the whole world?
Okay, well, two things to consider there. Firstly, it's important, and it's a complex answer to that, but it's important because it relates directly to Egyptian mysteries. The White Lion's birthplace here in Timbavati is exactly aligned with ancient Egypt and Giza and the Great Sphinx of Giza, which is a huge lion statue. So the short answer is that the riddle of the Sphinx is the same as the mystery of the white lions. It's a deep, deep mystery that links the white lions to the Egyptian mysteries. And then modern day, to answer your question, why are the white lions important to the rest of the world? Well, it's really significant. This is the only place on earth where they were born naturally. It's an ancient sacred site that was declared a sacred site by African kings. However, today they were stolen from here and they were put in zoos and circuses around the world. So you will find that virtually every place on earth has a white lion in a zoo. Japan, China, Tenerife, Las Vegas, everywhere. Australia, New Zealand. I'm not sure that your part of the world does, but I wouldn't be surprised if I learn that there is a zoo that has white lions, because they've been put all over Europe, and it's almost as if they are holding light wherever they are on the globe. But by the same token, people need to wake up because they are holding sacred animals that were stolen from Africa. So the lions are doing this really beautiful ambassadorial role of getting a message to humanity, but humanity must wake up, otherwise their sacrifice is wasted on us. So in other words, humans must give back. It can't just be that nature keeps giving until it's all destroyed.
Do you think this year is like a turning point
It
in
is.
the
This year's
balance
a
of
turning
our
Totally.
planet? Yes.
I really believe that this is a year for giving back, and if we do that, we're turning the wheel around, and things will start to restore themselves, as is starting to happen.
Great. It's great to have. You're actually giving back faith to humanity, to restore good balance, which we really need right now. I don't know. Maybe last message for the people that you would like as you personally to share, and maybe message that you can channel from white lions at this very moment.
Okay, well, my message for humanity truly is that each one of us can make a difference. If you doubt that you can make a difference, that is just not good enough. That is failing yourself and failing nature. It's actually ego when you doubt. Just let go of your doubts and look deep into your heart and realize you're here for a purpose. That's what the lions are activating in all of us, that we need to stand up and live our purpose on earth and make it a meaningful life. You can do it. So that's my message for humanity. I mean, me being one of humanity. That's our message right now, and just watch what's going to happen when we do that. It's already starting to happen. Message from the white lions, truly. They are pure starlight, pure sunlight. They are ready to give unconditionally, in the belief that we will stand up at this time. Let us not let us not allow their sacrifice to be wasted. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this message. I cannot say anything more on this. I guess this message from the White Lines and from you, Linda, said all. I would just like to invite you all to not only listen to this message, but really hear it. To hear it with your heart and to act on it. There is no more time left to postpone what we are here to do. So I invite you all to roar as free as the White Lions do here in Timbavati. So thank you very much, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and goodbye from South Africa.